Sweet children, donate your vices. So when Baba says give donation, the first donation he's talking about is your vices. If you can give up your vices, you'll give everything to God. And vices are the illusion that makes you think you and anything else is separate from God. He's already said in the Murli, everything you have actually belonged to Baba and he gave it to you. Came from Baba. You don't own it. Sweet children, donate your vices and the omens of the eclipse of Rahu will be removed. The Rahu is in Indian astrology considered to be very negative omen. The sign of the zodiac in Vedic astrology, not Western astrology. Western astrology is just the south node of the moon, which means your past. But in Vedic astrology is very negative, bad omens if you have aspects to Rahu. Make a donation and the eclipse will be removed. Question. What awareness does the Father, the Lord of the Tree, give you children of Bharat in order to bring about the omens of Jupiter? Answer. O children of Bharat, your original eternal deity of religion was extremely elevated, which means you were extremely elevated. You were full of all virtues, 16 celestial degrees full. You children of mine, you children of the ocean, have become ugly by sitting on the pyre of lust and become eclipsed. I have now come to make you beautiful once again. By having this awareness, you will have the omens of Jupiter over you. That's why it's so fundamental to understand that the definition of God is there can be no negativity, no sorrow, no lacking. Because if God had that, he could give you sorrow, and therefore he could not only always uplift you. Only somebody full and pure could uplift you. So hence he can only make you beautiful. You have become ugly by sitting on the pyre of lust and become eclipsed. I have now come to make you beautiful once again. Eclipse means you have no more light. Your light cannot be seen. By having this awareness, you will have the omens of Jupiter over you. So clearly, Brahma Baba had a very good understanding of astrology. Shiv Baba doesn't need to speak the language of astrology. He knows everything already. Why would he need astrology to communicate it? Brahma Baba studied astrology. Song, salutations to Shiva. Om Shanti. Whose praise did you hear? That of the unlimited Father. The highest and high Father is the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul. No one would say this about their worldly father. You children know that the Father from beyond this world, the Father of all souls, is the highest on high. His name is
Shiva.
Shiva. There can be nothing without a name or form. At this time, everyone is eclipsed by the omens of the eclipse of Rahu. This is why that is called the Iron Age world. There are omens, the omens of Jupiter, the omens of Venus. Those are all positive omens. You now have the omens of Jupiter over you. You heard the praise of God, the highest on high, Shiv Baba. His real name is Shiva, but they have given him many different names. So all of those planets, Venus and Jupiter, are positive. They call the benefics of the zodiac. So they're considered to be good omens, except when they're not in a good sign. So Venus is supposed to be good omens, but you don't get good omens, love, relationships. You don't get good omens of Venus if you are Venus in Scorpio. You don't get good omens of Jupiter if you are Jupiter in Gemini, in their detriment. Means that too much of a good thing can be bad, like too much expansion into Gemini. But how we describe that? Volume of information, not meaning of information. Jupiter is meaning of information. So you could expand all the information, talk about it, and never live it, never practice it. That's not considered a good omen. Saturn in Capricorn is a good omen. makes you practical, responsible, structured. Saturn in Cancer, no good, makes you fearful and overbearing, controlling feelings because of your fear. You now have the omens of Jupiter over you. You heard the praise of God, the highest on high, Shiv Baba. His real name is Shiva. But they have given him many different names. His real name is Shiv Baba. Father explains, I am the seed and the sentient being. He is called the sentient being, the truth. He is also called the ocean of happiness, bliss, and peace. All the praise belongs to that one alone, capital O. The people of Bharat sing his praise, but they don't understand anything. Their intellects have become completely,
Degraded.
another word,
Stone.
stone. Stone. Who made their intellects into stone? Ravan. In the Golden Age, the people of Bharat had divine intellects. 5,000 years ago, this Bharat was the land of divinity, where deities used to reside. Bharat is remembered as an imperishable land. The deities with divine intellects existed in Bharat. This time, impure ones with stone intellects reside here. The fathers explained how they became impure. When they started to sit on the pyre of lust in the Copper Age, they became ugly. So when we started wanting more, desire, that made us ugly, and we became body conscious. Everyone has been burnt by the fire of lust. That too especially refers to Bharat. There was the kingdom of the deities with divine intellects in Bharat. It was then called the land of Vishnu, the kingdom of Ram. The Father comes and tells you this, sweetest children, beloved children, when you were in the golden age, you were full of all virtues. This is your praise. There are no vices there. Ravan, the kingdom of the five vices, only begins when? When does hell begin? So it begins in the Copper Age. Therefore, the kingdom of Ram changes into the kingdom of Ravan. It is now eclipsed. Bharat has become completely ugly. The omens of Jupiter are the best omens of all. They were the omens of Jupiter over Bharat in the Golden Age. Then in the Silver Age, there were the omens of Venus. And so that was 2 degrees less. So in our solar system, the sun is in the middle. Next comes the planet Venus orbiting the sun. Next comes Mercury orbiting the sun. Then comes Venus that orbits the sun further away than Mercury. Then Earth. So we're the third planet circling the sun. If you're closer than our planet, it's too hot. It's already hot now, but it's too hot to live. If you're farther away, it's too cold to live. It is called the Silver Age. Then came the Copper and the Iron Ages. You continued to come down the ladder, and the omens continued to change. At this time, there are the omens of Rahu, negativity, darkness over everyone. When there's the eclipse of the sun, they say, make a donation and the eclipse will be removed. The thing blocking the sunlight will be removed. The spiritual father now explains to your children, this is spiritual knowledge. This is not the knowledge of any of the scriptures. So eclipse isn't quite the right word to use astronomically, right? Because you have to have a physical body to eclipse something. The North Node is only a point, right? Presently, anyway, the North Node is only a point, so it can't eclipse anything physically. So it's a spiritual metaphor, right? This is not the knowledge of any of the scriptures. The knowledge of the scriptures is called the path of devotion. There is no devotion in the Golden and Silver Ages. So because of that lack of understanding, that is why a lot of the Indians consider in their mind, not that it means that, but they consider Rahu to be Seni, right? Seni is Saturn. Saturn, Sheni, Saturn is a planet. So they treat it in their minds, it's false, it's not the correct understanding, but they treat it as if it's the planet Saturn, when it's really the south node of the moon. There is no devotion in the Golden and the Silver Ages. There is knowledge, devotion, and then disinterest. That is, this old world has to be renounced. This is the Shudra clan. They show a variety form image with Brahmins, deities, warriors, merchants, and Shudras. Oh, 5 things. that represents the ages. From the confluence age is the Brahman. So this is the story of Bharat. They create a variety form image, but those whose intellects don't understand, those with stone intellects don't understand anything. Why do they have stone intellects? Why do they have stone intellects? Because
Indulging in so much selfishness and vice,
due to
body consciousness.
because they are impure. The people of Bharat had divine intellects. They were completely, originally, they were completely viceless. 5,000 years ago, Bharat became heaven. There were no other lands. When there are no vices, there's no need to own, there's no need to separate, divide. So wherever there's separation, division, there has to be vices on the planet. 5,000 years ago, Bharat became heaven. There were no other lands. Only the Father explains all of this. Who teaches you Raj Yoga? Shiva, the teacher. He is the ocean of knowledge. No human beings can be called the ocean of knowledge, the purifier of all. Only the one Father is the liberator of all. The Father himself comes at the time of sorrow to liberate you from Ravan, and he then becomes our guide and takes you back home. He is called the spiritual guide. Father says, I am the guide of all you souls. I will take you all back home. There is no other guide like me. People say God the Father is the liberator, the guide, the blissful one. He has mercy for everyone because all the children of the ocean have become burnt by sitting on the pyre of lust. This refers to Bard in particular. Okay, so even if you get off the pyre, grossly get off the pyre of lust, you still got burn marks. You still got scar tissue from lust. The Father says you are 16 celestial degrees full, completely viceless. Look at what you have come from what you were. Look at what you have become from what you were by sitting on the pyre of lust. The Father has now come again. The Father, the Lord of the tree, comes and brings the omens of Jupiter to all human beings, right? The tree is, the day is Jupiter. Thursday is Jupiter. Right? So Satguru War is the day of Jupiter. And the day of Jupiter means the one who brings the good omens to the tree of humanity and plants the new tree. This time, Bharat in particular and the world in general are eclipsed by the omens of the eclipse of Rahu. No more Jupiter, just Rahu. The Father says, I alone come and grant Bharat in particular and the world in general liberation and salvation. You have come here to become those with divine intellects. The most beloved is the Father. The beloved of all lovers is only one. People of all nations create an oval image because he is the Father of all. In Bharat, there are many Shiva temples, which they call Shivali, which is Baba calls the Golden Age. The place of residence. Oh, land of Shiva. So now he's saying the temple is the soul world. People in the Golden Age belong to the deity religion, but no one knows when it was their religion or their kingdom. They have written that the duration of the Golden Age was very long. The Father sits here and explains, there are now the omens of Jupiter over you children for 21 births. So he's mentioned Jupiter at least 4 times now, maybe more. The Lord of the tree is the ocean of knowledge, the purifier. So Jupiter is the Lord of the tree, the purifier, the ocean of knowledge, to whom everyone calls out, you are the mother and the father, and we are your children. Everyone praises him. Truly, there was plenty of happiness in the golden and silver ages. Since the Father is heavenly God the Father, the creator of heaven, we too should definitely be in heaven. The Father explains, all of you were residents of heaven, and you have now become residents of hell. The original eternal deity religion belongs to Bharat. Only those who belong to the Christian religion will continue with their Christian religion. So the Father asks, since you people belong to the deity religion, why then have you forgotten your religion? The Father reminds you that your religion and your actions, your dharma and your karma, were the most elevated of all. You have now become degraded, sinful, and poverty-stricken. You are worshippers of the deities. Why do you call yourselves Hindus? What has the condition of Bharat become? Because those who belong to the deity religion have become vicious, they don't call themselves deities. Father says it is now the end of this impure world. The Mahabharata war is just ahead. God speaks, I teach you Raj Yoga for the Golden Age. There is only one God, and we are his children, Saligrams. The Father says you were worthy of worship. Have you, who were worthy of worship, have become devotees who are now, and now you are worshippers. You are now taking this knowledge once again to become worthy of worship deities. Then you worthy of worship ones will become worshippers in the Copper Age. You take the full 84 births. Those who take 84 births will come and become Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. It's been remembered that the original eternal deity religion was established through Brahma. Since there is Prajapita Brahma, there must also be many children. He's definitely needed here. There are so many subjects. These Brahmins then have to become deities. The Father comes and establishes the Brahmin religion. By changing those who are Shudras into Brahmins, by changing those who are Shudras into Brahmins, that's how he establishes the Brahmin religion. The original eternal deity religion is established
The confluence age.
at the confluence age. This is the benevolent confluence age. This war is called the benevolent war. The gates of heaven will open after this destruction. You have come here to become residents of heaven in order to go to the land of Vishnu. There are now the imperishable
omens of Jupiter.
Omens of Jupiter over you children. It is said 16 celestial degrees full. Then your degrees decrease by 2 degrees. And so then it is said,
There's an eclipse.
Omens of Venus.
omens of Venus. We continue to come down, the omens continue to change. There have continued to be wrong omens for birth after birth. They are now the omens of Jupiter from the Father. That one is the unlimited Father, the ocean of knowledge, the purifier. Normally in astrology, Venus is considered to be in its strength, which is Libra or Taurus. Taurus is the sign of matter, material, wealth, resource, and Libra is the sign of love and relationships. Only at the confluence age is it good to have Venus in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius represents truth and God, religion, truth, and God. So if somebody's doing their Sagittarius well, then they're doing religious truth and God. If they're not doing it so well, they're traveling the world or becoming travel agents. They've continued to be wrong. There have continued to be wrong omens for birth after birth. They are now the omens of Jupiter from the Father. That one is the unlimited Father, the ocean of knowledge, the purifier. He is, Shiv Baba, is your father, teacher, and Satguru. Very good. All the rest are false, and they cannot grant anyone salvation. All the other gurus are false. All the other teachers are false. All the other fathers are false because they can't grant salvation. This is called a vicious world, whereas that is a viceless world. Everyone is now very unhappy in this vicious world. Look what is happening, colon. There is war and violence. That is called bloodshed without so easily avoidable. All they'd have to do is renounce a few things. They don't want to do that, so people got to die. Just see what they continue to do without it being anyone's fault. Nobody's fault. It's not their fault that they have vices and they give into those vices and cause sorrow and hurt people. So why is he saying that?
Because they're just playing out their parts in the drama. And that is their role at this time.
He wants you to see that they're playing their part so that you don't blame them. Fault is for people who blame. You're not supposed to blame anybody. They will only drop one bomb and that will instantly finish everyone off. So efficient. This is the same time of the confluence age. A new world is required for you deities. The Father says, sweetest children, become man above. Which Father said this? Shiv Baba. He is incorporeal. In fact, you are also incorporeal, but you take rebirth, whereas I do not. At this time, everyone is impure. Not a single one is pure. You had to become impure. You had to. No blame in that. You have to go through the stages of Sattva, Rajo, and Tamo. This time, the whole tree has reached a state of total decay. This world has become completely old. It now has to be made new once again. Look how many people there are in this impure world. Very few people will rule in the pure world. So you can't lament or feel guilty over the fact that you became impure. Everyone has to do that. So it doesn't matter. Whatever happened, happened. But you cannot continue to remain impure after you get knowledge and you are listening to Murli. Look how many, this world has become completely old. It now has to be made new once again. Look how many people there are in this impure world. Very few people will rule in the pure world. There was just the one religion. There were no other religions. Bharat was called heaven. It is remembered, there was the sun and moon and the whole world, and a whole world in everyone. There'll be 900,000 in the golden age, and then the number of them will continue to grow. At first, the tree of flowers is very small. The forest of thorns is so big. Look how beautiful the Mughal gardens are in Delhi. Famous garden in Delhi. There isn't any other garden as big as those. Look how big the forests are. The Golden Age garden is very small. Then it grows and becomes big. It's now become a forest of thorns. The Golden Age garden is very small. Then it grows and becomes big. It's now become a forest of thorns. When Ravan comes, it becomes a forest of thorns. This is a forest of thorns. Make no mistake, he said it 3 times, right? When they fight amongst themselves, they even kill one another. They have so much anger. They are said to be even worse than monkeys. The Father says, my beloved children, you now have the omens of the Lord of the tree over you. Make a donation and the eclipse will be removed. It is here that you have to become completely viceless. You will then shed your bodies and go to the temple of Shiva. There is a lot of happiness in the temple of Shiva. It is the kingdom of the deities. The golden age is called
Shivali.
the temple of Shiva, Shivali. And the iron age is called
Shivali.
Vaishali, the brothel. Ravan established this brothel. The Father says, become pure from impure. How are you going to become that? Will you become pure by bathing in the Ganges or by bathing where 3 rivers meet? That's where they do worship and bathe, thinking they'll become more pure. You've been doing that for birth after birth. Yeah? What did it get you? Are you more pure now? Millions of people go and bathe there. There are many rivers, lakes, and ponds, etc. They can all go and bathe wherever they see water because they consider themselves to be impure. That's why they go there. The Lord of Divinity is now making your intellects divine. Therefore, such a Father, the Lord of Divinity, should be remembered with so much love. Acha, te mite sikila de bacho prati. Mat pita bap dadaka yad pyar or good morning. Rohani Bap Ki Rohani Bacho Ko Namaste or
Ruhani bachon ki ruhani baap ko namaste.
Essence for Dharma. Number 1. In order to go from this world of thorns to the garden of flowers, remove all the thorns, remove all of your thorns, the vices. Remember with a lot of love the Father who makes you
Divine, mixture.
makes you divine. 2. Make effort in this benevolent confluence age to change from Shudras to Brahmins and then become deities. In order to remove the omens of the eclipse of Rahu, donate the vices. Blessing. May you perform every action as a special act in this confluence age and become 16 celestial degrees full. So you first have to consider the opportunity to perform an action to be the opportunity to perform a special action. And that's how that attitude is how you'll aim, and attitude was how you'll become 16 celestial degrees full. Confluence age is the age to reveal your special talents. Every action and every virtue of those whose every act is like a talent is to be praised. So every action, you should display your specialty of your various talents in that action. Whether it's creativity, whether it's design, whether it's accuracy, whether it's organization, clarity, loving. 16 letter degrees flow means your every activity is visible as a special talent, colon. This is the sign of the stage of perfection. You saw Sakar Baba's specialty in this way of speaking and walking. So that is also an art, how to speak and how to walk at the same time. The art of sitting and getting up, the art of seeing, the art of walking, colon. There was uniqueness and specialty in everything he did. So follow the Father in the same way and become full of all
Specialties.
Virtues.
16 arts.
Mm.
Arts, not the virtues. You use the virtues to imbibe, to manifest the arts. Slogan: a powerful person is one who instantly discerns something and takes a decision immediately. Om Shanti, Avyat signal. When the yoga of you children becomes, what kind of yoga he said the other day? What should it be? What kind?
Volcanic.
Volcanic and powerful, the fire of purity will be able to burn the rubbish of the world in a second. How intense the yoga of Brahmins has to be to burn and destroy the impurity of this world. The power of purity is a great power. At the end, when you become completely pure, the fire of your elevated loving thoughts will burn all the rubbish. So that's why he said it's our yoga stage that triggers the war, triggers the destruction. Because matter will understand, not that it can understand, but matter will pick up, be affected by the vibration of purity, and thereby know that it's time for the impure matter to be destroyed.